Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about synchronous 2-bit counter. Okay, as this is a synchronous counter, we know that all the flip-flops used in this counter are connected with the same clock pulse, and as this is 2-bit counter, so this counter can count 2 to the power 2 equals to 4 binary number. Okay, so 4 binary numbers means it can count 0, 1, 2, 3. Clear? 4 binary numbers started with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. These 4 numbers can be counted using 2-bit binary number. And for that reason, this counter is known as mod 4 counter. Mod 4 means the number of counting the number, how many numbers this counter can be counted. Okay. And for 0, as this is 2-bit number, 0 means our binary number is 0 0, 1 means our number is 0 1, 2 means 1 0, 3 means 1 1. Okay, so here first bit is, we know that MSB and it is LSB. Okay, now in synchronous counter we can use our either JK flip-flop or T flip-flop, as because we are going to use the toggle state of JK flip-flop or T flip-flop, as both these flip-flop have the toggle state, so we can use either of these two flip-flop, but here we are going to use JK flip-flop. So as this is 2-bit counter, so for 2-bit counter means we need 2 flip-flop, as because one flip-flop is used to store 1 bit. So 2 flip-flop is needed to store this number. So let us see 2 JK flip-flop. This is our first JK flip-flop, and this is our second JK flip-flop. 2 JK flip-flop. First one is denoted as J0 K0 Q0 Q0 bar, and the second one is J1 K1 and Q1 Q1 bar. Okay, so I have already told that we are going to use the toggle state of JK flip-flop. So for toggle state, we know that both the input value J and K must be 1. Okay, so for that reason, always we are going to send the input of J and flip-flop as a 1, that is high. Okay, now as because this is a synchronous counter, the same clock pulse is fed into both the flip-flop. So this is the clock pulse which is fed in both the flip-flop clock pulse. Okay, now we have to see what will be our input and output of this flip-flop. So we know that both the input of J and K must be 1 in order to achieve the toggle state. For input value, the first flip-flop is connected with an outer signal, and for the input of second flip-flop, the input comes from the output of previous flip-flop. Clear? The first flip-flop of a counter is connected, synchronous counter is connected from the outside world, and the input of the second flip-flop is connected with the output of first flip-flop. And as we know, we have to feed input as 1, that is high, in order to set the flip-flop in toggle state, or in order to achieve the toggle state which we will use in counter design. So the input must be high for every time. High, that is logic 1, must be fed for first flip-flop. as only we can fade input of first flip-flop from outside world, we can fade high from the first flip-flop, and the next flip-flop will get activated when it gets the value 1 from first flip-flop, from the first flip-flop, and this flip-flop is connected with the output of this flip-flop. Okay, now in order to get the output, the first flip-flop stores the value of this. So there are two input line, a output line. One we gets output from Q0. This is one output line from Q0, and this is our another output signal Q1. Okay, this is Q0 and this is Q1. This is output of Q0. This stores LSB, and this output for Q1, this store MSB. Yes, it is store MSB. That is, first flip-flop stores the LSB value and the second flip-flop stores the MSB value. Clear? Although LSB stored in the right hand side, but in flip-flop it gets the first flip-flop as an LSB value and the second flip-flop as an MSB value. Okay, from truth table we could see how we get this output line. So here Q0 and Q1 are the outputs from these two flip-flop, and we get output whenever these two flip-flop are activated or during the positive clock pulse, and when as the high signal is passed through this flip-flop. So when both are gets 1. Now let us explain the logic how these flip-flops gets activated during each clock pulse and how we get the output signal. Okay, so suppose if this is the clock. Okay, so as the flip-flop gets activated during the positive clock pulse, so for the first flip-flop, whenever it gets positive clock pulse and the high input fade into the signal, so this is that is 0 to 1 positive clock pulse. This is also 0 to 1. Only within this state the flip-flop will get activated. Okay, so for Q0, mind it, Q0 as input is fed to the first flip-flop every time. So whenever the clock signal goes from 0 to 1 for every clock pulse, this is the Q0 will toggle. Okay, as high signal is passed both J0 and K0, so Q0 toggles for every clock pulse. That is Q0. Watch it very carefully. For the suppose for the first time Q0 will be at the first stage, suppose Q0 will be 0. Okay, so when it gets clock from 0 to 1, it will changes 1. For the next, during the high edge of, that is positive edge of clock pulse, it changes 0. Again during the positive edge of clock pulse, it changes 1. So every time whenever clock goes from 0 to 1, Q0 will toggle, that is 1 0 1 0, like this way. Okay, but for Q1, as Q1 gets its input from Q0, so Q1 will toggle when Q0 is 1. As when Q0 is 1, both the input of J1 and K1 will be 1, and only for that time Q1 and Q1 bar will be toggle. Okay, but when the Q0 is in 0 state, Q1 will not change, as for 0, J0 and K0 both the input will be 0 and Q0 remains in the no change condition. Okay, so Q1 will toggle. Suppose Q1 if is in 0 state, when Q0 is 1, as Q1 affected due to Q0 or Q1 toggle due to Q0. So when Q0 is 1, it will changes 1, as previous value is 0, it will now 1. But for the next clock pulse, Q0 will toggle as Q0 is 0, but Q1 will be affected if due to Q0, but when Q0 is 0, so Q1 will not change. It store its previous value, that is 1. Again in the next clock pulse, Q0 will toggle and Q0 connected directly clock pulse and it gets its input value from the outside. So when Q0 is 1, then Q1 will toggle as Q01 means Q1, Q1 is 1, then only Q1 will toggle. So for the changes of Q1, we have to notice or we have to see the condition of Q1, a Q0, and for Q0 it changes every time during the every clock pulse. Okay, so we can now write this to conclusion. We can come into two conclusion, that is for output value, output of Q1 and Q0. What will be the output of Q1 Q0? We can say that Q0 output changes at each clock pulse. Okay, for each clock pulse Q0 will be changes, and Q1, whenever Q1 changes, in order to change Q1 we have to see the value of Q0. Okay, because Q1 totally depends on Q1. So for Q1 output changes when Q0 equals to 1. When Q0 1, then only Q1 will change in previous clock pulse. Why previous clock pulse? Because if previously Q0 stored 1, then only in the next clock pulse this one goes fade into the next flip-flop. Okay. Now let us see the truth table. When the clock is 0, let initially both the counter set into set condition, that is 0 0. When first clock pulse is applied, so we know Q0 changes in each clock pulse, that is when clock pulse is in positive clock pulse, so Q0 will change, that is when Q0 is 0, Q1 is it will change into Q1. So as previously is 0, now it will be 1. And in during that clock pulse for Q1 output changes when Q0 is 1 in previous clock pulse. Mind it, here we have to notice previous clock pulse. Okay, so as Q1 is 0. Now here for the changes of Q1 we have to see the value of Q0 in previous clock pulse. Okay, so Q1 will change when Q0 is 1 in its previous clock pulse. Previous clock pulse means if clock is 1, we have to check clock 0 for Q0 in order to change Q1. So as Q0 is 0, it will not change, that is its previous value is 0. Now it will be again 0. It will not change as previous value is 0. Again for the next clock pulse, Q0 is toggle, that means as its previous value is 1, now it will be 0. And for Q1 value we have to check, as the clock is in second clock 2, so we have to check clock 1. For clock 1 Q0 is 1. Okay, so we know that in previous clock pulse is Q0 is 1, Q1 changes. That means Q1 changes means its previous value is 0. Now it will be 1. Okay, again for the next clock pulse means mind it all time it will changes during positive clock pulse. Okay, next clock pulse means next positive clock pulse. Q0 is changes. Q0 means it will previous value is 0, so now it will be 1. And again for Q1 value, its previous value is 0, so now it will not change, it is now 1. Okay, again, and if we feed again next clock pulse, that is 4, as you can see that already 4 states there, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so this 4 state is our 0 0 means first state, 0 1 means second one. This is 0, 0 1 means 1, 1 0 means 2, 1 1 means 3. As Q0 is LSB, but here first bit is stored. We know that in counter first flip-flop stores the LSB, so for that reason I have written here Q0 in the right hand side and Q1 in the left hand side in the truth table. Although Q0 is in the first side, but in the truth table it should be in the right side because it is LSB. Okay, so we have already achieved this fourth state due to the during this 4 clock pulse. But again, if we feed here another clock pulse, then first flip-flop will toggle, that means 1 will be toggle. Q0 is 1, so it toggles with 0. And Q1, for Q1 we have to see the previous value of Q0 in its previous clock pulse, so it is 1, so again it will changes into 0. So you can see that all the values will be converted into is 0 0, that is its first state. Okay, so it is again first state. So as this is a 2-bit flip-flop, only 4 clock pulse will gives us 4 binary numbers, but during the next clock pulse again it will start to count from 0 to 3. So all time how many clock pulse you can give into this counter, synchronous counter, so it can only count these 4 states 0 1 2 3. Okay, these 4 states will be counted to this counter, but after that it will again restart its counting. After counting 3 it will again restart its counting from 0 to 3. So this is what is our synchronous 2-bit counter, which is also known as mod 4 counter. This is very important, how the output value Q0 and Q1 will changes. Okay.